You're tuned in to Streamer Conversations, the podcast spotlighting Twitch streaming pioneers who are reshaping entertainment one broadcast at a time. I'm Nerd Titan, your host and fellow streamer, bringing you authentic conversations with the innovative creators behind your favorite content. Our mission is simple: share the compelling stories behind the streams. We'll explore pivotal moments, personal challenges, and transformative experiences that happen when people share their passions with global audiences. Before we continue, let me tell you about our sponsor, Advanced GG. Hey, if you're serious about gaming, you know staying sharp is everything. That's where Advanced GG comes into play. Energy and focus supplements made for gamers who want to keep their edge. With their new sour black cherry flavor, it's incredible. Bold, with just the right amount of tartness. Whether you're grinding rank or pulling an all-night stream, this stuff helps you stay locked in. And the best part? You can grab 10% off your order with code NerdTitanTV10. No minimum, just straight up savings. Hit up Advanced GG and fuel your game the right way. I am Nerd Titan with Streamer Conversations. Today we're sitting down with Kohal Kesrin. I have known Kohal for a long time. I've seen him go from the beginning to now, but this time we're going to hear his story. How you doing today, Kohal?
I'm doing well.
It's good to hear. Good to hear. So I'm going to start off with some easy questions. Then we're going to get a little progressively a little harder. I want you to tell me about your streaming journey from when you first got the interest into like content creation, and what were you thinking and feeling during your first stream experience?
Oof, that's the thing. I technically have two starts to my streaming journey. So
Yeah, I'm the same way.
First time I was definitely approaching it with the wrong mindset and the wrong outlook. The second time I went into it was very much approaching it with the mindset of this is a thing that I'm doing for me.
And what were you thinking and feeling during your first stream experience?
Oof, that's the thing. I technically have two starts to my streaming journey. So
Yeah, I'm the same way.
First time I was definitely approaching it with the wrong mindset and the wrong outlook. The second time I went into it was very much approaching it with the mindset of this is a thing that I'm doing for me. I got into a community that had shown me the benefits of just being able to share something I enjoy with people again. So that's the mindset that I approach it with. The way my first stream went was an anxiety attack. I immediately started on it up. I had a source looped in my OBS, and so I could hear myself, and I immediately just crashed and burned within 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I did the same thing. I didn't know how to, back in 2020, I didn't know how to mute myself so I wouldn't hear myself. And I hate the sound. Even to this day, I hate the sound of my voice. Like, absolutely, like, I just can't stand it. So which creators influenced you early on versus the ones now? And when did your streaming become more than just a hobby?
So streamers that inspired me towards the start were very much people like seeing One Hit Wonder,
Yeah.
One Kenobi, and the way they just engaged with their community. And from that, I got to meet so many people who helped embellish on that with Kestrel, Sparrow, you, from people whose recorded content I liked, less so from they didn't really do live streams, but from recorded side was Technoblade. I was very much involved with that community.
The legend.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Tears. Okay, Technoblade moment. Have you had any like breakthrough moments and like during your streaming career and how you built your community and when you were relatively unknown? Like, what tips would you give to someone that may be streaming to like a small community, they just started and they're wanting to grow? Like, what would be your tips to them?
My tips to them would be real, be yourself. Yes, you can grow your community by tagging along to whatever fandom you find coming along. Like, if I wanted to, I could tap into the Mech Warriors fandom, and I could just do focus Mech Warriors content and grow my stream because that fandom is avid. But that's not something that I want. As is, there's people I know who I've given this advice to. It's like, be yourself, focus on what you want to do, and they try it for a bit, they see growth, and then they jump to whatever the new trend or hobby is, and they get confused as to why they don't have the same interactions with the community and why they're losing people is because you're not being you. People came in and were following and tuning in because they got to see you being you. Whether you were just going through and doing a decoration Sims video and just talking about, well, this is the style, this is the design, or if I hop on to color by pixel and I'm just coloring away a predetermined thing, but I am there, I am enjoying myself, enjoying my colorblind self, trying to figure out and guess what colors there are as I'm going through and painting this.
I didn't know you were colorblind. I'm colorblind too.
It's like, it's very much just the community that you build is going to be there for what you built it for. If you built it around a particular topic, they will jump to whoever is covering that topic, and the moment you leave that topic, they're going to be gone.
Yeah, and that's like, I always tell people, like, I try to be like, because I'm a variety streamer, but I try to be an expert or attempt to be an expert in whatever game I'm playing. So, like, to provide that value, like when I was doing Destiny, I was always trying to share, like, this is what I'm currently doing in Destiny. If it's Minecraft, this is what I'm currently doing in Minecraft, and I try to be like as good as I can. But that's also like my ASD a little bit. Like, I can't be hobbyist with anything I do. But yeah, now it's MMOs. I can't stop playing it.
Yeah, it's like the things that I do with my community. I try to make sure that a third of all my streams are community days, whether that be the same community game or whether we try something new. But this is a thing I want to enjoy with people.
Yeah, community days are hard to pull off.
Solo, I can enjoy it alone. I also want to take time and thank the community that has decided to be here for me, and I want to spend time getting to know them. And sometimes those community days happen off stream.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I just said, community days are hard in my opinion because, like, you're dealing with so many different personalities, so many people that, like, or try to be like people talking over other people being like more of a spotlight. So they're hard for me because, like, I'm always trying to make sure everyone has a voice. I know with myself, I had a point where I almost quit, and basically I did. Have you come to a point where you, like, almost quit, and what kept you going?
I've come to a few points like that.
Yeah.
One was when after I got my first hate train.
Oh yeah.
I was doing some fundraising for Trevor Project, and as tends to happen, granted much less nowadays than with the tools that we have, but I immediately went from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. It was I immediately hit I was just doing it. I wasn't part of any big organized event or anything, but some friends decided to get together and surprise me because they knew I was doing a 24-hour stream for it. So they all hit me at the same time, and I went to 168 viewers. And I was holding that for a few hours, and then Hate Trade came in, and it just devastated me. I kept going through the time that I had predetermined I was going to, but I took about a month off after that.
Yeah, any subathon, I try to take time off just because you put so much of yourself out there for that long of a period. You need like a reset time. But yeah, nowadays, like those hate trains, what I like to call the 2021, 2022 hate raids were so bad. That's why I'm so grateful for SiriBot now. Like SiriBot makes some, like, I've gotten followed about it a few times, and I don't even, like, it doesn't even faze me anymore because I can just see SiriBot like banning everyone in chat. Like I just look,
No.
I look up at my dashboard. It's like ban, 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 ban. I was like, oh, I love you, Siri bot. Like,
Yeah, anytime I'm doing a thing, it's like, hey, I'm hanging out with my trans friends, and
yeah,
we're doing a game or something on their fundraiser page, and it's like, and I just immediately see, oh, my name got added to the title. I immediately just see Saribot just going off on the side, just popping the bad actors who are coming over to my channel. It's like, it is such a relief knowing
yeah.
that it may not grab everybody, but it grabs so much.
And what you can do, and most people don't realize this, and I didn't realize this, and I've been a supporter of Siri for like since he launched it, was that if you tag him in a post and give him a commander root export, he'll ban the additionals.
Yes.
So like most people don't realize that. So like I got follow botted when I came back. So October. And October. And so when I came back, I got follow botted. It got 90% of everyone. And then I had about 20 or 30 names. I just sent it over to them. And then the next time I signed into my Twitch, they were all banned. Like, how has your content strategy evolved since you first started?
My content has changed a bit. I used to be variety with slice of Minecraft. Now I'm just variety.
Yeah. Minecraft is so hard, like to maintain, unless you're. For me, except myself, it's just so hard for me to maintain.
The thing that helped me was, well, and I am a hardcore Minecraft player.
Yeah.
So I would do hardcore worlds, and I had a mod that I used that would allow me to rename dogs and worlds with player names.
Yeah.
And so that I could just add regular viewers and people who were stopping by into the Minecraft world.
I remember your mod, and that was so awesome. Like, there's I just saw it on TikTok, or maybe it was Shorts. A guy, he plays it for 30 days, gives the world to his buddy.
Oh, yeah, you sent me that one.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Off to a friend for 30 days.
So, like, from a creator point of view, if you got like a handful of Minecraft creators together to do that, I was like, oh my God, that's such a great idea. Like, and he's like has this whole bit about it. Like, and I loved it. Like, just because like Minecraft is Minecraft. And especially with the movie coming out, like, or out now, I guess, is that you can get really creative with the game. What my next question is, what was the hardest part about finding your voice as a creator?
Ooh. Doubting myself. Like, I mean, just imposter syndrome is a bitch.
Oh, yeah, it is. I suffer from it. Like, I suffer from it bad.
But since I was involved with communities before I started streaming, from the moment I went live, it was I'm not living up to the level that I want to have because I want to be like these people.
Yeah.
These are my Oshis. I want to be like them, and I'm not. And I was just constantly dragging on myself for that. It's like, no, don't you? It's like, yeah, and it's like, yeah. My first streaming setup was I had a laptop and a Bluetooth mouse on top of an upside down cardboard moving box.
Top tier setup.
That was my
top tier setup, in my opinion. Like,
I have the picture I can send you after. I'll have to go digging through my files for it. It was like, hey, this is my first streaming setup, and yes, it is. Was it good quality? No, but even with that, even back then. I still have people that stop by my streams now that were stopping by then because I did make that connection.
Yeah, I think that like people see these like really Instagram polished gaming setups that they're gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful, but sometimes the ones that are the most successful are the ones with like a rat nest of cords behind them, with like a laptop on a milk crate or whatever. Like we all start somewhere. I started with, it's still next to me. It's still my streaming PC. It's my HP Omen 15-inch from 2016. It's still my streaming PC, and I still stream in 1080p with it. But like, it's a memory I have. And when I've upgraded it. I need to hook it up, but I'm waiting for a new desk to come in. So, but we all start somewhere. We don't have to have a 5090 to stream. Like you can have whatever. It's making what you have work for your benefit, because what works for me may not work for you, and vice versa.
Yeah. It's like even when I help friends with their mic setups, like I am by no means an expert, but I can help you get in the right direction. It's like, well, this is what I have my mic set up. They set
Yeah.
theirs up. Like, well, it doesn't sound as good as yours. It's not going to. Our rooms are different.
Yeah.
The space is different.
Um,
The air quality is different.
as a former audio engineer, microphones are different, rooms are different, voices are different, atmosphere is different. Like I have a fan next to mine, but I have it tuned out because I live in Texas and it's hot. I can't stream with 3 streaming lights on without a fan on. But all those factors go into a different setting. You can get close with the settings I have, but you're going to have to really understand what like limiters do, expanders, compression, noise, background, all the noise suppression and stuff like that. You have to understand them to tweak them. um,
Absolutely.
speaking of tech, we've all had tech disasters or on-stream mishaps. How has becoming more technically proficient changed your confidence as a creator?
As is, I've coined the phrase with my community, scuff is how you know it's not a fever dream.
I like
Every
that.
time I go live, I know something is going to be wrong. I
Absolutely.
may
Yeah.
not know what. I may catch stuff ahead of time. But if you watch one of my streams from start to finish, and there is no scuff, no technical issues whatsoever, you were not in my stream. You were having a fever dream. Seek medical help.
Yeah, absolutely. I always tell people you're not a pro streamer until the stream shits the bed. like, like, because like you've been in my streams, my internet goes out. Like I just kind of roll with the punches sometimes. Sometimes there's things I can fix immediately, and there's things I can't. And I don't stress the things I can't. When Xfinity goes out, I don't get angry at Xfinity because I live in the country. They're trying to bring fiber in, but it is what it is.
Signed up for a fiber company that I cannot wait
Yeah.
to have fiber.
They're telling us mid 2026 we'll have fiber here. I'm hoping not to live in this state in 2026, but if I am, I'll have fiber. How do you approach collaborations with other creators while maintaining your unique identity?
So the way I do it is I talk with the other streamer beforehand, and I decide whether
Yeah.
is this something that, with the ground rules we set up, is this something that I want to stream on my channel, or is it just something where I want to be on their channel and tell my community I am there?
Yeah, I
And
think
depending on the ground rules we establish, it's going to be determining that. It's like if there's someone that I know more, if this is someone that I can go over the ground rules with, and hey, these are topics that we will talk about on my stream. These are topics that are off limits from my stream. And if they agree to that and we can follow that, then by all means, it can go live on my channel as well.
I think a session 0 is very important when collabing.
It very much is.
Yeah, it is. It really.
I've got my rules for collaborations, and I'll be honest, I took a modified session 0 sheet for my D&D campaigns, and it's like, these are things that I'm willing to talk about. These are things that I'm not willing to talk about. These are things that are gray areas. But,
yeah.
And I set up hey, if I use the safe word, we are done with this topic. We are changing conversation.
Absolutely. I think that I did the same thing. My streams are my safe space for my community and myself. And I have the things I won't talk about. And if I see a conversation leaning that way, I'll throw up a conversation starter just to be like, we're not going to go down that road. We're not going to get heated. We're not going to go down that road. What community interaction has had the most profound effect on you?
When you say community, but
it could be your
within my community,
it could be yours. It could be yours. It could be it could be yours or a community that you're part of.
Okay. I'd have to say after the most recent thing that made me consider stopping streaming Uh, I posted a hey, I'm going to be taking a step back from things post, and I had people coming out of the woodworks to check up on me and see what was going on and lend what help they could. It's like realizing that that many people, even though they're not vocal, and I know the lurk content is valid. I'm primarily lurking everywhere, but when when something happened, the outpouring was phenomenal. Even from communities adjacent to mine, like these, even like, hey, I made the comment in my community. I didn't post it anywhere else, but I had servers that I am part of where these server owners that made posts of, hey, you need to follow up and check in on this person, see what they've been doing. They're an amazing person.
Oh wow. That is
To have other community leaders reach out to their community and go, this person.
yeah, that knows that kind of tells you like what kind of influence and what kind of impression you've made on your other people's communities. And I always say Twitch is a small circle. Like it's really like a small knit because we all kind of overlap. Like our communities kind of overlap. Like mine overlaps into Kestrels, into Bellas, into Tyrexes, into like other people like and you guys overlap into mine, which kind of like it's this weird overlapping. And so to find out that like these bigger or even more well established creators are like going, hey, come go check on X. They're amazing or they need to be checked upon. Um, Speaking of like self-care and like mental health, like how do you handle that like psychological pressure of like always being on for your audience? Um, what tips would you give a new creator?
Be a VTuber.
Be a VTuber. I absolutely, when I was a PNG tuber, it was as much as I am a face cam streamer and I like being a face cam streamer. When my camera was broken and there was a green, the cord on my camera was broken, guys. It was an Elgato face cam. The cord broke and my camera was shooting a green hue to everything. It looked like I was shooting through like lime jello. I had to get a new cord for it. It just wasn't sending enough power, I guess. But I did a PNG tuber, and everyone's like outcry of support for it was hilarious. Like it was like it cracked me up because it was just a photo of me with my head unhinged, like Terrence and Phillips
Yeah.
from South Park, and I just did it. It wasn't planned. It was like, how can I make my streams work without a camera? I don't want to go no camera. I don't have money for a VTube framing because that can get upwards expensive.
Yeah, and there's lots of softwares out there, whether you're using the VBridger, the VTuber Plus,
Yeah.
whatever you're using. It's like there's softwares out there. It's like when I have my high energy days, I'm using one of my fully rigged models, which
Yeah.
I've got now 6 of because I have an addiction. But also when I let the community know, hey, I'm going to be playing XYZ game that y'all recommended, sometimes what people will do is they'll just send in a PNG little model that a little scuffed PNG is like, hey, when you're playing this game that I recommended, could you use this model? Like,
That's
absolutely.
that's awesome. I
And if
love
I'm on a low energy day, it's like I don't have the energy to do the full light setup in the camera and be the extra movement for the rigging to pick up on full on VTuber. It's like I'll throw a PNG tuber on there related to the game that I'm playing.
yeah, my niece does VR chat and she designs her own models. And I'm trying to get her because she's using like Blender to design her own models. And I was like, and she has this harness that she has on her. It goes across her chest, her legs, and her arms. That tracks the movement of the VR chat. I'm like, you could be making money with VTubers. Like, you're already halfway there. Like,
Yeah, there's good money in that,
yeah.
but there's also a lot that goes into it.
I do like how Iron Mouse is popularizing it, making it more common. Because there's so many times that I've posted something on Threads or on Twitter or wherever saying you don't need a face camera, you can be a VTuber. It's just as valid. And people are like, that's a hot take. I'm like, it's not a hot take. Like I'm not
It's
like
not a hot take. I mean, for Pete's sake, you can go back the annoying orange. Love
yeah.
him or hate him,
Yeah.
he was a VTuber.
Yeah.
Pat was a VTuber.
Yeah. But you like you just need to connect with you just have to connect with your audience. That's like it doesn't matter. Like I've seen very successful no cam, no VTuber, no PNG tuber, just gameplay streamers. Very successful, but they're connecting with their audience. Like people, I think they put a lot of I think I've actually thought about this recently. They put a lot of like stake in the camera, the layout, the overlays, and but they forget that one thing is connecting with the audience.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you can put an attention grabbing ADHD trap in the corner, but that doesn't mean that people are going to stay and watch your stream.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, like I may have to bring back the PNG tuber just as like maybe a redeem because I think I can open the software and just have it running, and then someone can read. I think I can do this. I think I can do it with mix it
A
up.
lot of the PNG softwares are very light.
They are the one I
Very
use.
light on resources.
Yeah, they are. But I think there's mixed up integration for them now. So you can do things like
I do believe there is for a couple of them, yeah.
yeah. So you can swap out models to mix it up. I can make a channel point redeem and it'll just swap out. So, but yeah, digressing. I apologize.
Digressing, what we're good at.
Yeah. So how did you combat those early failures that we had when we were first starting out, and how would you combat them now?
So how I combated them then was I would not do another stream until I had resolved the issue. Like from my stream where my audio was looping, I did not stream for 3 weeks as I was deep diving on OBS and trying to figure out what I was doing wrong when it was just one click of a button, and all the tutorials were starting out one step past that. But back then it was I am not going to do a stream until I have figured out what was the issue and it has been definitively resolved. Nowadays, I don't do that. If it's something I can fix in 5 minutes, I'll do so. If not, I'll take some time over the weekend and look at it. If it's still not fixed, I'll go live and I'll turn it into a funny thing with the community.
Absolutely.
Make it a running joke.
Yeah. Like, I think that, like, sometimes you just have to, like, there's been so many times that I've had to just start my OBS from scratch and just restore it to, like, an earlier point. And I have 79 sources in my just for my streaming, because all my alerts are different sources where the scene, like, so when it says new follower at the top, that's actually a new scene that's being changed, and it waits a few seconds and it changes it back to the main scene. Like, it looks pretty, but it's complicated and overcomplicated under the hood because that's what I do. How do you
spontaneously sometimes?
Yeah, how do you balance time management and streaming structure with your day-to-day life?
Autism.
Yes. It's a superpower.
Plain and simple, I'm diagnosed with ADHD and autism, so it's quite literally this is my time to do the thing, I'm going to do the thing.
Yeah.
That's quite literally how I manage it. If I do not get to hit the start stream button within 10 minutes of my determined start stream time, I'm not streaming that day because the plan is ruined. Unless I am doing a collaboration with somebody, in which case I can still do it because in that case it is collaboration and technical support issues, not a failure on my part.
Absolutely. So if you were talking to someone that said, hey, I'm thinking about streaming, what boundaries would you suggest to them that them set for their communities? And why would you tell them to set those boundaries?
Make sure that you set up the boundary of I'm not your friend.
Oh, yeah.
You are certainly going to have friends within your community, but it needs to be clear to the community that just because you are here, that does not mean you are my friend.
Absolutely.
We can talk, we can hang out, we can absolutely spend hours together having fun. But there is a boundary where I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to talk about that with you because I don't know you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that
we are classmates at school. We are on the same team. We are having a phenomenal time. But that doesn't mean you're welcome in my house.
Yeah, I think like I was thinking about the same thing because like I was thinking back in the 5 years I've been streaming. I think there's a handful of people, like four, that know my real name, and I've known some of these people for my entire streaming career. Like as close as I am with Juan, and I know where he lives. Zero, I know where they like. I know things about them. They don't know stuff about me because I keep my private life private.
Yeah. And no matter how much you love your community, if you're trying to be friends with every single one of them, people are going to get hurt. Most often the streamer.
Yeah, and you're gonna make friends. Like I can guarantee you, like Bella and me, we are best friends. But we've also known each other for 4 years, you know what I mean? And we didn't become best friends until like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? It was like you're gonna make friends, but it's not gonna be like, oh, you showed up my stream, this is your 15th stream, I'm your best friend. Oh, that's parasocial, my friend. Like
Now, are we as human beings tied for parasocial relationships? Absolutely.
yeah.
You throw kids into a classroom, they're going to have parasocial relationships. The moment that they're no longer having the same classes, they're not going to know those people anymore.
Yeah.
It's what we do. We pact bond.
Yeah.
But also be aware that the moment that the stream's over, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that also like setting that boundary also doesn't disable, but makes having parasocial issues and like I don't want to say drama, but difficulties limited. You know what I mean? Because especially like if you're a female presenting streamer, you're going to have parasocial, like you're going to have more occurrences of parasocial behaviors in your community because that's just kind of like the way our society has been built upon. Um, but yeah, I think setting that rule from the get go is like absolutely. Uh, how has becoming a streamer transformed your everyday life, including sacrifices your audience might have never seen?
Hmm. I have turned down job opportunities because it would get in the way of me being able to stream.
Yeah, I think in the beginning I was doing the same thing. I turned down executive positions just because I wanted to focus more on my streaming career and not working for some executive. So I completely understand that.
I've done that and I don't regret it at all. And this is depending on how things go later this year. Some of those offers may be coming back around and we'll turn them down again.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I think at the end of the day, if you want to make this a career, you have to treat it like a job, and like you have to
I
be.
don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I want this to be fun.
yeah, but like you can still like for myself, like I don't have I'm disabled, so I don't have the pressures of like a 9 to 5 anymore. So like I get that free check, not free, but like I get that check, and I'm able to say, okay, I'm working these hours for myself. Um, and how do you balance content creation, like time management, with your own personal well being? Do you prioritize self care?
I do prioritize self. Yeah, words. I do prioritize self care, but also because of the way that I stream and the fact that I'm doing things doing things for me. Even with like I have things on there for like if people save enough points, they can request that I play a particular game, or for my charity fundraisers, I have the same thing on there for various stuff that I wouldn't normally play. I'm not going to play something if I'm not in the right mind for it.
Yeah,
So anytime I'm playing, I'm not pushing myself to play. I am playing something with the focus of what I want to make sure I enjoy this. Not I am playing this for the enjoyment of others. So doing that and I've straight up yeeted people for trying to suggest I do something different, but like because of that, my streaming has kind of become a part of my self care routine because there's so many times when okay, if I go to sit down and I play a game, it's like, oh well, I could be doing the dishes, I could be taking care of the house, I could be doing this, I could be doing that. It was like, no, no, no. This is my stream time. This is my time when I go out and I socialize and I am with others, this is my self-care socialization. This is my make sure I don't get into a depression spiral.
Yeah.
And so because of the way that I approach things, it's actually a part of my self-care routine.
Absolutely. Um, what is one aspect of being a streamer that most aspiring creators fundamentally misunderstand?
Everyone gets something else wrong on this question, and I'm going to get something wrong on it too. but,
I,
but
I,
the thing is
I think there's so many answers to this question because we all approach content creation differently. Like you and Bella approach it from like a fun perspective. I approach it from, am I creating something that I want to see in the world? And there's other people that actually find this weird passion and creativity in making like Instagram posts. You know what I mean? So like, I don't like, I'm not an Instagrammer. So like, I haven't found a way to leverage Instagram yet in my Twitch and YouTube journey.
I haven't figured out social media, and I'm not going to.
Yeah.
See, like, there's just everybody's answer to this is going to hit wrong because everybody approaches it in such a different way.
Yeah.
There is no right answer to this.
There isn't. But there's no wrong answer either. I think it's every answer is right, but every answer is going to be different. I don't think there's a wrong answer. Because the streaming isn't linear. Streaming is very personal. So like I said earlier, things that work for me, the things that I observe and I experience are going to be different for you because your perception and your experiences are different. So like your you things that you think are misconceptions, I may agree upon and say, oh yeah, that's a definite misconception. But I may not have that misconception. I may not see it from my point of view because it's all about perspective.
That's the wonderful thing. It's just everybody's coming at a different way. There's going to be people who do coincide with the way that you look at the situation. There's going to be others who don't. It's just nothing is ever going to hit like your answer to it.
Yeah. Is there something that you would change about the streaming culture if you could?
I'm not sure because I mean, one thing that this is my pet peeve: people using the wrong tags.
Oh yeah. I have noticed that like I've asked a bunch of people if they go through and they search by tag, and it's about 20% of the people I've asked for. I've actually used tags, which makes me target my tags to those 20% people. I use the right tags. Like, I don't use safe space personally. I don't use safe space, but I do use LGBTQIA because I'm a member. You know what I mean? But I don't use safe space because uh, I'm of the understanding I shouldn't have to tell you it's a safe space. You should see from my actions that it is.
Yeah, and it's like from my experience with tags, the people who are using them are generally neurodivergent.
Yeah,
They're, they're people who are relying on a built-in system to tell me, "Oh, this is what I'm going to be getting here," not the average viewer. So that it, when I am looking for something, I am very much using tags to find something, and then I search the tag, I get what I want, I pop on over. It's like this is nothing like what the tags say. Why is this doing this? And the response is generally, "Oh, those are the popular tags right now." But you're fucking lying. It's not what you're doing. So
yeah.
sorry for
one of the biggest ones is the mental health awareness one that drives me crazy because you'll see people do it and they're just raging in COD. Like like, it just drives me crazy. I'm like, that's not how you practice good mental health awareness, is raging at someone, vulgarities, spewing at somebody in COD because they beat you. But that's a big pet peeve. That's why I've created my own mental health, like, advocacy with my community, is that uh, we can all do better. And our competition is ourself, nobody else. Like, I would love to be as big as Tyrex, for example, or have those numbers that Juan has when he was during his heyday of streaming. But you know what? He got those by working hard. She got those by working hard. Like, I never get mad. I always ask myself this one question: what did they do that I'm not doing? And there's answers to that. You know what I mean? Like, and it's always content creation. Juan and Tyre were some of the most creative content creation people there is. Like, Juan's switching hat thing, like, cracks me up every time I see it. Like, and I go back and watch his videos because I'm tagged in a few of them when they come up on my memories. Did you have any behaviors or habits that you wish you would not have fallen into and you wish you would have avoided?
Um, yes. I've since broken out of them, but when I first started being with my past as a theater kid, I figured that the easiest way to start streaming would be to make it a character.
Yeah.
And yes, that did help. But then it became the point where I was bound to that character. I could not do a stream if I was not wearing the right outfit, if I was not doing the right voice. It's like it took me a while, around almost a year, to break out of that, but eventually did. But that is a pitfall. It's like, yes, particularly if you have a history with theater and stuff, it may seem like an easy way to jumpstart the process, but then you fall into a lot of pitfalls along the way because you're not being yourself.
Yeah, I think that, like,
And a lot of responses, like when I go back and I watch those, a lot of what I was saying and doing felt hollow.
yeah, I think that, like,
When I've shown it to other people, like I showed my newest mods, like, hey, here's some of my original videos that I had recorded. And they're like, that doesn't feel like you on screen.
yeah, I think we all fall into that. We want to perform a role versus just taking ourselves and turning the volume up, like, the personality up. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I just turn it. My personality is like at an 8. I turned up to a 10. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a little bit more happier, more reactive. And then that has become a habit, and it's kind of bled over into my own personality. Like, I've caught myself at my desk gaming, and I'm just talking to imaginary people when I'm doing the game. uh, Thinking about the projects that you have on the horizon, what legacy do you hope to leave behind in your little corner of the streaming space?
The legacy I want to leave behind is that you don't need to do it alone. You may be walking by yourself, but you're not alone.
Yeah,
One of the things that I have set up and I'm happy with is I've worked and set up a Google Doc of a lot of resources that people can reach out to for various situations. And I'm working on getting one set up for back to college people who are looking to go back and get degrees. It's like, here are ways you can get resources and help if that's something you want to do. It's like, I want to leave behind a way for people to go, hey, this is something that can be done. I may not be able to walk the path with you, but here's something that you can use.
yeah, that's kind of. I have something similar in my Discord. It's brand new. I've been working on it for a while. The mental health section. Um, it's brand new because, like, I always had another creators in mind that we're not therapists, but I like having the information available to people that might need to get help. Um, so beyond your next steps, do you have any dream projects that you have not yet pursued?
there's too much going on in my head for me to have dream projects like that.
Yeah.
I really keep focused on my next steps.
Yeah.
I can't settle down the noise in my head to focus farther out than that.
I am the same way. Like I have some things, oh, that would be nice if that ever happened. But and I can't do it. Another episode of Streamer Conversations. If this resonated with you, please share it with a friend who might need to hear it. Remember, every creator's path is unique and valuable. Want to tell your streaming story on our show? The application link is in the description. I'm your host, Nerd Titan, and I'll catch you next time as we continue exploring the real stories behind the stream.